Greetings, costume students. This is your teacher, Tara McGinnis. Besides the easy rehearsal skirt, we have the gathered rehearsal cape as another possible project. It is slightly more complex than the skirt, but only slightly. To do this project, you'll need to download the instructions, which are in a PDF below, either on the YouTube channel or on the class site. To do this project, you need to go and get the gathered rehearsal cape instructions, which are located below the video. And you need to get 3 yards of cotton quilter's cotton, a pencil or chalk or pen. You need a 1/4 yard of 3/4 inch elastic. You need 2 large tough safety pins. You need needle and thread or thread and a sewing machine, which is actually what you're supposed to be practicing in class. You need 1 1/3 yards or 4 feet of 3/4 inch to 1 1/4 inch wide ribbon. The width doesn't really matter that much. It's good to pick satin because it's more comfortable at your neck. And scissors, tape measure, and pin. Step 1. Take your 3 yards of fabric and cut crosswise into 2 1.5 yard pieces.
I'm going to go and cut it out crosswise. So, for that to happen, I'm going to lay it out on the table. One of the nice things about woven fabric, especially woven cotton fabric, which is why I've specified woven cotton fabric, is it has this nice little property. It can tear very neatly. So what I have here is I've folded this over into half. It already is, essentially, by folding it that way, into those 2 1.5 yard sections. Now, if you have something like a satin, because you decided you wanted a satin cape, this won't work usually. Though some satins it will in some direction. In the case of, say, the satin, what you would do is you would lay this all out like so. You would your fabric like this along the line. Easy. However, as I said, this is basically a quilter's cotton. And quilter's cottons have this nice little feature that many fabrics do, where you can just do this. And it will tear ever so neatly along the straight grain. Saves a lot of time. It also makes sure that you've got it directly on that straight of grain. Now, the next part that we have to do is one of these is now, according to the instructions, going to become the back of the cape. So I'm going to take that piece off and I'm going to put it out of sight for a bit.
So, for step 2, we cut one of these 2 sections of fabric in half, lengthwise, making the 2 front pieces.
And we're going to concentrate on this second piece of the cape. Now the second piece is going to form the 2 sides of the front. I want that to be 2 lengthwise pieces, again in half, but this time instead of crossways on the grain of the fabric, it will be lengthwise on the grain of the fabric. Now, a lot of fabrics do it in the one direction but not in the other. I'm going to find out if this one does it in this direction. Because it's a quilter's cotton, chances are it will. Yep, it does. Very satisfying doing the rips. Do the rips like I am doing, far away from you. You don't want to do it right up against your face because it puts a bunch of lint up your nose. So the first thing you're going to do, the first sewing you're going to do on this is you're going to go
and fold the two long raw edges of the front pieces over a 1/2 inch from the right side of the fabric to the back and press flat. Then you're going to fold over another 1/2 inch and press. Then you're going to top stitch to finish the edge and hold it in place.
now. If you have your handy little tabletop ironing board from previous lesson, and hopefully you have an iron, we're going to take this little ironing board and we're going to go and do what I said we should do, which is
Fold the raw edge over to the inside of the fabric 1/2 inch and press.
that's got way too wide. Be consistent.
Fold the edge a second time and press again. Continue doing this down both of the front edges till you get to the end. Sew a straight stitch down the front to hold the edge in place. Measure down all the side seam selvage edges 15 inches and make a mark to indicate the top of the arm slits. Then measure down another 10 inches to mark the bottom of the arm slits. Measure down the side seam selvage edges 15 inches. And make a mark to indicate the top of the arm slits. Then measure down another 10 inches to mark the bottom of the arm slits. Pin the right sides of the side seam selvage edges of the fronts and back together as shown. Sew the right sides of the side seams together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, leaving the arm slit area open. Press open the seams so they lie flat. Next, make a neck casing, that is to say a long tube of fabric to run elastic and ribbon through, at the top. We will go and fold the raw right side top edge of the cape fabric over a 1/2 inch and press, and then fold over again 1 inch to form the casing. Then you press it, and you pin it, and you stitch it. Sew the casing along the full edge of the bottom fold as shown. Next, we prepare the ribbon that goes into the casing. You cut the ribbon into two 2-foot pieces, and then you sew the two pieces of the ribbon to the 1/4 yard of elastic. Next, we put the ribbon into the casing by attaching 2 safety pins to the 2 far ends of the ribbon. Fasten one pin to one side of the cape front and push the other end through the casing at the top of the cape until you have ribbon coming out at both sides of the tube. Remove the safety pins and cinch up the ribbon to exit either end. Get the center of the elastic to stick in the center of the neckband tube. Try the cape on by tying into a bow. Adjust until comfortable and the safety pin the ribbons to either side of the front neck opening into a place that they can stay permanently. Untie the bow and take the cape off. Sew the ribbons in place as pinned by hand or machine. Cut the ends of the ribbon at a sharp pointed angle to reduce unraveling. If you have clear nail polish, apply to the cut for added stability. Try the cape on again and decide if you wish to shorten the cape based on your height. Chances are you won't, and if you do not, then you simply stitch like you did on the front edge openings by folding over a 1/2 inch, pressing, folding another 1/2 inch, pressing, and top stitching. If you do want to shorten the cape, then just go and make it 1 inch longer than you want the finished length to be, and fold again, 1/2 inch, another 1/2 inch, press, and stitch. There you are. You have a cape.